Hey guys, it's Benji. I I don't even know how to say this. I thought I stopped making Bigben rants, but now it's just time to go really nuts and go ham. Cause now I just don't know anymore. What are we talking about? I know. Listen, I'm never gonna make money from this video, so I might as well just say it and just say fuck it. Okay. I'm talking about people on TikTok making fun of the Holocaust. Yes, the Holocaust, one of the worst atrocities of mankind. Yup, in 2020, where some of the biggest riots were all caused by race, now we are using an older version of that, which happened around 75, 80, 85 years ago, for Instagram likes and TikTok views. Right. It's just no. If you guys don't know about if you guys are, for the little minority who don't know about this, basically between the 1930s and 1945, Adolf Hitler had a plan to remove as many gypsies, especially Jews mostly, people who were disabled, people who basically anyone who was an Aryan who would obey the Third Reich were the people who were targeted for the Holocaust. And one of the most famous places is Auschwitz. And to put into perspective, I remember seeing this on Snapchat stories, and this was this article talking about how it's basically trauma porn. I know YouTube's gonna go nuts because I said the word porn, but this is a fucking serious video. I'm not gonna show any pornography. I'm not gonna advertise my book. I'm gonna say any stupid jokes. This isn't to cancel anyone. This is just to teach you about what the hell is going on and why I have to talk about it. And why I had to bring up Bigben rants again after it being dead for years. Yeah. Basically, millions had died, and even more millions died to save those people. And there was one video I remember. I don't watch TikTok. I saw it from another video of a girl wearing makeup, looking starving, looking like a skeleton, and then you in a POV video, how, for example, like this, and then it's like a text, like as if you are asking, how did you die, saying me that this is heaven, and she says, I died in the Holocaust. Now, there was a video years ago which was extremely controversial. If you don't, it was called the Nazi Pug video by Count Dankula. That video was it was completely hated by lots of people because apparently it was anti-Semitic. In Even though the only person who would be angry at a pug and imitating a Nazi would be a Nazi. Even in the video, him saying, I I made my pug to make fun of the thing we hate the most, Nazis. He said in the video himself, he doesn't agree with this ideology. And then there are just people like, oh, I don't agree with Nazi pug. But then, oh look, let me just try and put hashtag Holocaust so I can become famous. Or someone like a background of the gas chambers with all the with all the scratch marks and blood, the dents and bumps. Imagine this in your mind, right? Going in a gigantic chamber, 200-300 people each. These walls are thick concrete, and all you can see in them are just claw marks of people trying to get out. When the body tries to escape, when the body tries to leave, it does whatever it can to leave. And trust me, to try and see people who are bone, skin and bone mesh to just try and claw the walls to escape. It chills me. It absolutely chills me. TikTok. You have a very controversial history, don't you, TikTok? A teenager killed himself, and you told everyone about it a year after it happened. And now, about the hashtag Holocaust, you're not thinking about it at all. You're saying, "Oh, look, let's." I, I am not trying to cancel anyone. I am here to teach you about why this is not right. TikTok, you, till I know now, two things that I really don't like. Making fun of the Holocaust, and sometime before, a teenage boy killed himself on a TikTok live, and it was still going on live for a long time. And you told everyone about this kid killing himself and on a TikTok live a year after it happened. What the fuck's wrong with you, TikTok? What in the actual single fuck? Put into perspective, the people who use hashtag Holocaust to become famous on TikTok, for all these people pretending to know what it's like, you can never understand what it's like to be a Holocaust victim. You can never. Hell, I'm gonna go out of Holocaust real quick. You can never understand what it's like to be in a concentration camp, to be just hated, to be subhuman, to be sub-animal, to be sub-creature. Jordan Peterson, and even when I used to study history at school and as a hobby, I knew that. I know to this day now, after all the years I've used to study for fun, knowing that the Nazis did not care, obviously, but much worse than before. They saw them as literal a disease, a pest. The same gases they used to kill off the rats and all the vermin they want to remove was the same they used to kill the Jews. Think about it. 2020, the year that the year of the pandemic, of the biggest pandemic in the last 100 years, of the biggest economic recession known to man, and most importantly, knowing that America and some other countries still have a race problem. And now we use the problems of race of 75, 80, 85 years ago to become famous on TikTok. I plead you to just please have some respect. I plead you to please just, when you're teaching something, don't do it TikTok, because it's not enough. I believe, at least. You cannot agree with me, you can agree with me or you cannot. This is my personal opinion, and I'm just saying what I wanna fucking say, because it's my channel, my video, and my fucking opinions, okay? There are people who say that World War One and World War Two shouldn't be taught at school because it's worthless. Fine, I agree with some of it. If you want to learn more about World War One, World War Two, go study history as a full topic, okay? But I'm not saying you should learn about Germans. You should learn about the Siege of Malta, the Blitz, D-Day, or the Pacific Campaign or dogfights. But at least have the common decency to understand that about the Holocaust. At least learn about that, because the people who survived it are dying off, and I'm not sure if there are some left at all. Let's take an example. Anne Frank. Yes, let's go with Anne Frank. One of the most common, one of those famous books of all time, Anne Frank's Diary. She was just a normal girl, man, being stuck in an attic with many other people, in the fear of dying. And how does she die? Most people nowadays die in their 80s and 90s with their family and friends, on a hospital bed or in their home bed. How did she die? At the age of 14. in a giant room, sick, surrounded by below humane conditions, even in that day standards, surrounded by literal skeletons in just giant compartments of coffin-sized beds of random strangers who many like her will die either of disease, injection, gas chambers, and many other ways. This isn't to sell my book. This isn't to try and be all virtual signaling. I'm not to cancel anyone. I ask you to just read a book and understand that this is not right and to learn from your mistakes. Please at least study the Holocaust. At least study. I advise you as well to study Leopold II's horrible things, the horrible things that Leopold II of Belgium did to the people of Congo in his rubber monopoly. In the way, I also want you to learn that as well. I want just study the whole topic of how people can treat others as slaves, as pests, as when a human is being treated less than a human. That is where I draw the fucking line. Unless you do something extremely horrifying, you have the right to be to be treated as a human being. I wish for you, after you watch this video, to have a few seconds of silence for these people who have died in the hands of people who do not find any value to human life, but found just pure joy of ruining others. Thank you all for watching. This was my possibly most controversial or most ranty Bigben rant, and my least edited as well. But I wanted to say this not with all photos and videos, but a more personal conversation, because all of you are like my friends. I like talking to you about these topics. I like teaching new things. I like talking about games. I'm a human like any other, and I believe that every other human has the right to be treated as a human. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, amigos.